Can you talk about the factors that lead to a band who is as tight as can be when they first get together? It's all for one, one for all, and then eventually everything falls apart.
So that's the chapter I talked about earlier that Lou Cox writes, and he talks about it being ego. Essentially, he talks about different sort of ego types, different descriptions for how an ego might sort of characteristics of a particular ego type. And he talks about how there are competing interests and conflicts of interest amongst the band members. They have to have a sort of shared goal, they have to have a shared vision, shared ethical framework, they have to have really good communication skills, and he gives guidance on how to do that. But look, one common thing that we often hear might be a band, I can't remember if he talks about this actually, I think he might do, but often when bands first start out, there is the sense of kind of equality, that an enthusiasm often when the band is first set up. So they might agree particular splits of royalties, etc., based
That's
on
the
this.
big one. Yeah.
Right.
Publishing royalties. Yeah.
Yeah. But then later down the line, someone's not pulling their weight, or someone actually does the lion's share of the work over here, or they write more, or whatever it is. And the dynamic shifts and changes, and tensions appear, and it feels unfair, or but yeah, I think it's really helpful to recognize what we're bringing into a space in a group, how groups can recreate family dynamics, which they often do. There's can be sibling rivalries and tensions, and people taking particular roles, people being like the golden child or the scapegoat. So we talk about that in a later chapter. You see it in all groups. Well, you see it in all dysfunctional groups. That's a theory that comes from studying families of alcoholics, I think, or maybe addicts more broadly, but that there's often these kind of ways that the groups position people. And then if you try and move position, the group will unconsciously sort of try and put you back there.